Bryce Hall confirms that he's having a fight with Windersson Nunes this year.
That's why I'm fighting Windersson Nunes. Yo.
Are you going to actually fight him?
I mean, we're talking with Mams. I think I just leaked that actually, yeah.
Now, who actually win this fight? Let's look at their latest performances, in which Bryce Hall fought Austin McBroom, in which it was an embarrassing performance by Bryce Hall, in which he got a standing 8 in round 2.
Oh, straight left hand.
And then kept getting destroyed and got another standing 8 in round 3. And after this, he just kept on receiving punishment, in which he got dragged to the floor by Austin McBroom, in which the ref called it off.
My God! Oh, they're calling it! It's over!
After this, he went on to fight in a bare-knuckle fight, in which he fought a professional in bare-knuckle fighting, in which he dropped him in round 1.
Circling out to the inside. Big shots and down goes.
And then they slowed down after this, and they went on to round 2, in which they both got a couple shots in, but then G. Perez injured his arm, and then he called it off at the end of round 2.
This fight is over.
Now let's talk about Windersson Nunes' latest performances, in which Windersson Nunes fought King Kenny, in which he got dropped in round 2.
To pieces.
And then got completely outboxed and got completely outlanded, in which King Kenny won by decision. After this, Windersson Nunes went on to fight my mate Nate, in which again Windersson Nunes got outlanded and got completely outboxed, and he actually looked slow in this fight, in which again he lost by decision.
My man!
Now, we can't be 100% sure that this fight is going to happen, only because Bryce Hall did say that he's talking to Mams Taylor as a potential fight. So it's still not 100% sure. The same way that Deji said he was going to be fighting Bryce Hall sometime this year, which obviously is not going to happen since Bryce Hall is talking about fighting Nunes. So it's just Bryce Hall naming another fight. But regardless if this fight happens or doesn't happen, these 3 names will sell a big fight, only because these 3 names are actually on a very similar level boxing-wise. Maybe Deji is arguably better than Bryce Hall and Nunes, but still these 3 will make a good fight since they're all very good opponents for one another. Now, the reason I know that there will be a lot of hype behind any fight that involves Bryce Hall is because Bryce Hall has had a very weird history. As his first fight in boxing, he got completely embarrassed and then took some time off and then switched to a whole different sport that's a way more dangerous sport that no influencer boxer has ever moved to, and which he surprisingly won that fight. So now we got to see if he could transition that same performance onto boxing to redeem his boxing record. But in the end, Bryce Hall versus Nunes is a very good fight, and it's actually a very fair fight since Windersson Nunes has had some very good performance and then some very bad performances, just like Bryce Hall. Very bad performance and then some very good performance. But at the end of the day, I do believe that if Bryce Hall trains the way he's supposed to train as a boxer, then I do see him winning and maybe even knocking out Windersson Nunes.